Hi everyone. So I made this messenger chatbot to show you how a chatbot can be used in a hotel. I've seen a lot of hotel chatbots that are used for booking rooms at a hotel, but honestly I don't think that's the best use of a chatbot for a hotel. If I think about how I book accommodation when I'm traveling, I'm always going to do it for a traditional website because it's easy to do. I'm not even going to think about trying to book through a chatbot because there's really no reason to do that. But I do think chatbots can offer value to guests who are staying at the hotel. In that case, a bot can be used to improve the guest experience and do what a traditional hotel concierge would do, but faster and at much less cost to the hotel. So this chatbot I've created here has been designed for that purpose, to serve guests of the hotel during their stay, and I'll show you exactly how it does that. One question you might ask is, how does the hotel guest access the bot? Well, this chatbot has been built for Facebook Messenger, so the guest would need the Messenger app on their phone to use the bot. But with over 1 billion Messenger users worldwide, there's probably a pretty good chance that they do have the app. Assuming the guest does have a Messenger on their phone, there are 3 possible ways they could access it. Firstly, the hotel could send them an email when the guest checks in, and the email would contain a link which opens up the chatbot. So the hotel staff would just tell them to check their email and click the link if they want to use the bot. Option 2, the hotel could use a QR code that guests scan and it opens the bot. Or option 3, we could set up a custom website address that redirects a guest to the chatbot. For example, I created this bot for a fictitious hotel called the Burleigh Sands Hotel. So they could purchase the domain name burleighbot.com, and then when guests go to burleighbot.com, it will open up the bot. Okay, let's get into the bot demonstration. So however I enter the bot, if I'm a new guest, I'm going to receive this welcome message. And just remember as we go through this demo that anything you see in here could be customized. What I've got in here is just for demonstration and to give you an idea of what's possible. So the bot is going to ask me to answer a few quick questions about my stay, and the reason we do that is so we can personalize the conversation for the guest, and you'll see how we do that as we go through this demo. So it asks me how many guests are staying in the room, and I'll imagine I'm a family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 kids. And then it's going to ask me if I have my own car. I'll say I do. If I didn't have a car, the bot could recommend car rental places or other transport options. Now, I haven't done it in this demo, but I'd recommend asking for the guest room number or booking reference number. And then depending on the system the hotel is using, we could even potentially pull their booking details from the system and use that to make the bot even smarter. Now I've finished with those onboarding questions, so it gives me a few options to choose from. Let's say I want to learn about the local area. It asks me if I'm looking for anything specific. I'll say attractions. And this is the first example of where that personalization I was talking about comes in. Because I told the bot that I have 2 kids staying with me, it suggests an attraction that the kids would like. If I'd said it was just 2 adults, it obviously wouldn't suggest a kids attraction. If I were to click on the Get Directions button there, it would actually bring up Google Maps with directions from the hotel to Legoland. And since I've told the bot that I have a car with me, it would give me directions for driving there. I'm going to tell the bot that I'm looking for museums, and it comes back to me with 2 local museums it recommends. I can click on either option and it will give me more information. So I've selected Maritime Museum, and it tells me the opening hours and even gives me the option to buy tickets. If I selected buy tickets, it would actually let me complete the transaction right there in Messenger with my credit card, or it could be added to the room tab. And this could be done to allow the user to purchase anything within the bot, maybe souvenirs or tours. Now, I want to go back to other options the bot showed me before. So I type Carl, that's the name of this bot. Okay, I want to find out more about the hotel. I'd like to know what activities they have at the hotel. And it gives me a list of activities on that day at the hotel. It also asks if I would like to receive the hotel activity schedule for each day and for the remainder of my stay there. I will say yes. And now I'll get a message each morning with the activity schedule for that day. That could also be set up to be sent out through email or SMS if the guest prefers one of those options. And if they're staying with other people, they could also add the phone numbers of the other guests, so each of them gets the SMS for the rest of their stay. Now, it's easy for the guest to navigate the bot with these buttons like I've shown you, but they can also just type their own questions. So, for example, I'll ask the bot, how late is the pool open? And it gives me an answer straight away. Now I'll ask, can you bring more towels to my room? And it says yes, it will ask staff to bring more towels. And what would happen in this situation is it would trigger a notification or email that goes to the hotel staff asking them to take towels to that guest room. So the bot isn't going to be able to answer every possible question you can think of, but if a guest does ask something the bot hasn't been trained to answer, I'll show you what happens. So I'll ask the bot if there is a Korean restaurant nearby. And it hasn't been trained to answer this, so it gives me the option to pass this question on to the hotel staff. If I say yes, it will send the hotel staff a notification or email with my question, and the staff can then come into this messenger chat and respond to the guests themselves. Then, if one particular question keeps being asked by guests, we could train the bot to answer that question itself. So that should give you an idea of what's possible with hotel chatbots. There are so many possibilities that I haven't even included in this demonstration. If you're from a hotel and are interested in getting your own bot for your hotel, I'll include links in the description so you can book a call with me or request a quote. And we're also looking at developing voice bots for hotels that are compatible with voice assistants like Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. Right now that's not available yet, but if you're watching this later on, we could have that as well.